G'day guys and welcome to Aussie English. My objective here is to teach you guys the English spoken down under. So whether you want to speak like a fair dinkum Aussie or you just want to understand what the flippin' hell we're on about when we're having a yarn, you've come to the right place. So sit back, grab a cuppa and enjoy Aussie English. G'day guys, today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about different ways that Australians express excited approval or that something has gone really well, and these are the kind of sayings that you'll hear pop up all the time from native Australian speakers of English. So I'll just go through a list, and these are the sorts of responses you'll get to say, "Dad, I passed my exam." So if you were to run home after an exam and tell your dad, "Oh, Dad, I passed my exam, I did really well," these are the kind of responses that you'll hear from your father. So I'll give you some space after each one of these responses so that you can practice your pronunciation. So repeat after me when I go through this list, and I'll go through each one 2 times. I'll start it with the intro sentence. "Dad, I passed my exam. That's sweet. That's sweet." And that's sweet just means that's really good. Sweet literally means sugary, if something tastes sweet, but we often use it just to mean, oh, awesome. So sweet, sweet, great one. That's sweet. "Dad, I passed my exam. That's awesome. That's awesome. Dad, I passed my exam. Good job. Good job. Good job." So in this case, job is like, your work or something you've done. And in the case of passing an exam, the job that he's referring to in this sense is the fact that you've done your exam, you've done the work and you passed it. So when you say good job, it's kind of like well done on what you've done, what you've achieved. Good job. And the next one is well done. So Dad, I've passed my exam, and he can say well done. Well done. Well done. So that's the kind of one that you'll hear from everyone that speaks English. Well done. Very, very, very common. The next one is nice one. So Dad, I passed my exam. Nice one. Nice one. And if you really want to Aussie it up, if you really want to make saying these things Australians, say mate at the end of the sentence. So you could say, well done, mate, or nice one, mate. And the next one, good on ya. So Dad, I've passed my exams, and he could say, good on ya. Good on you. Good on ya. And you'll notice there that the you becomes a ya, good on ya, good on ya. And if you were to say it with other pronouns, it also sort of changes the sound. So good on them becomes good on them, good on em. Good on him becomes good on him. Good on her becomes good on her. Good on us, good on us. So you'll get used to just hearing it kind of get smashed up like that, where the words get pushed into one kind of good on ya, good on ya. Anyway, so that's a saying that's said by a lot of people in Australia, and it's very slangy and colloquial, but at the same time, it would be said in it would be said in a lot of occasions, and it's just a kind of friendly, familiar way of saying well done, good on ya. And so I wanted to get to 2 other words. Beauty, but it sort of becomes beauty when you say it with an Australian accent, and ripper, which is ripper. It has an ER at the end, but it's often just said ripper, with that Australian accent where we turn ER at the end of words into an sort of sound without pronouncing the R at the end of the sentence. So unlike Americans who say we just say ripper. So beauty literally means beautiful. Something has beauty, then it's beautiful. And if you say you little beauty or what a beauty, it's how we would express excited approval about something or someone and what they've achieved. So if something's gone really well, you could say you little beauty or what a beauty, but there is a slight difference between saying you little beauty or ripper and what a beauty or ripper. And I'll go through that right now. So say I've caught a really big fish as a kid. I've gone fishing and I've caught a really, really big fish and I was so excited. I've come home and I've said to my father, "Oh, Dad, I caught a really big fish today." If he was to say, "You little beauty," he's talking about me and that he's approving of what I've done. So good on me for going out and catching a really big fish. However, if I was to say, "Check out the really big fish I caught today. So Dad, look at the fish. What do you think of the fish that I caught?" That is when he could say, "Oh, mate, what a beauty. Oh, mate, what a beauty." And when he says "what a beauty," he's referring to the fish and how awesome the fish is and that the fish is the beauty. The beauty, good job. Well done on catching such a big fish, but it's the fish that's a beauty. So if he was to say "you beauty," he's referring to you, the person who did whatever it is that you've done. Whereas if he says "what a beauty," he's talking about the thing that's been done, not the person who's done it. So another example could be you say to a mate, "Oh mate, I finished building my new house." And he could say, "Oh mate, you beauty. Oh mate, you beauty." And in that sense, he's saying, good on you, well done that you finished building that house. You're a beauty, I'm approving of you. But if you were to say, "Hey mate, check out the house I've just finished building. So look at the house. What do you think of the house?" He could say then, "She's a real beauty," or "What a beauty." So she's a real beauty. What a beauty. And in that sense, he's saying that the house is a beauty and that he's approving of the house. So you could say exactly the same thing with Ripper. If you were to say, "I came home and I said, Dad, I was in a race today. I was running. I ran a race and I came first." Your dad could say, "Oh, you little Ripper. You little Ripper. You little Ripper." And in that sense, he's saying, good on you. Well done that you did that, Well done for coming first in the race. Whereas if I said, "Dad, I came first in this race and check out the medal that I won. So have a look at the medal that I've won in the race when I came first." He could say, "Oh man, what a ripper. Oh mate, what a ripper." And in that sense, he's saying that the medal is a ripper. If I was the dad, I'm really excited about how cool the medal is, I really approve of this medal that you've won. Another example could be, I won a motorbike at the pub raffle, and a raffle is some event where they sell tickets with numbers on them and then draw a number out at the end. It could be the ticket or it could just be a number. And the person whose ticket matches that number wins something, and it tends to be to raise money for an event or for some kind of cause. So if I was to win a new motorbike at a pub raffle, I could, come home and tell someone about it and they could say, "You little ripper. You little ripper. You little ripper." In that sense, again, they're saying, good on you, well done, you did it, nice one. I really approve of the fact that you won something. I'm really excited for you. But if I was to come home and then say, "I won a new motorbike at the pub raffle, however, I want you to check the motorbike out. So, hey guys, check out the motorbike I won at the pub raffle. Check out the bike." That's when they would say, "Man, what a ripper. That bike is a ripper. What a ripper. What a ripper." And in that sense, again, they're just saying the bike is cool. It's not so much good on you. It's just, wow, that bike is awesome. It's really cool that you got that. What a ripper. So that's a few different ways today that I've gone through for saying that you're really excited about something sweet, it's awesome, good job, well done, nice one, good on ya. Good on you is one that you should definitely learn. Good on ya, good on ya, good on ya, and use it. That will be one of those phrases, I think, especially if you come to Australia, if you use good on you, you make people feel really good about themselves, and it's one way of showing that you really approve of whatever it is that they have done or are talking about. And I feel like it's the kind of phrase that really bridges a gap between people. So if you you walk up to someone and you say, good on ya, for whatever it is that you're talking about. It's a really nice way to use a bit of Australian slang to be familiar and friendly with other Australians. So definitely try using that. And you little beauty and you little ripper, or what a beauty and what a ripper, whether or not you specifically use these yourself, it probably doesn't matter too much, but just be used to hearing these sorts of phrases, because fair dinkum, true blue, real Aussies are going to use these sorts of phrases all the time. So you want to be able to understand what they mean when they say things like you little beauty or what a ripper. Anyway, that's probably enough for today, guys. Have a good one.